Hello, our project is Hostel Management Web Application. This Hostel Management Web Application is made using WCF services and is consumed by Entity Framework ASP.NET Web Application. In this Entity Framework ASP.NET Web Application, we have followed a MVC architecture, and for database we have used MS SQL and followed the code first approach. For this code first approach, we have specified in the iService interface. Here we have specified a data contract and the required data members. And here you can see that with the data contract we have specified the name of the table, that is room, and another table is student. And here in the room number having a primary key. You can see that here primary key, and these are the annotations which we have used, and this annotation will be used for the validations at our view side. And this annotation are also used as the conditions in the tables. Like this key, it will be used as a primary key and also will be using an identity, that is auto increment. And now here you can see that here it is the primary key is room number, and in this room number primary key is also used here as a foreign key, which will help us to know that the student is allocated to which room number. Here we will add, when we will add the room number, this table will be used to add the room, and using this table room we will allocate the students in those rooms. Okay, so this is the service, and these are the operation contracts, and here we have specified a service contract. And this operation contract, there are various methods which will be used by us to add the consumer side. So these are the operation contracts, and here we have defined all the operation contracts in the class in service 1 class. Okay, so now here for the database we have specified a connection string in web.config file, and here we have specified the connection string and added a name con, and in this con will be used in the appdb context class. Will here and appdb context class, here we have specified the con, that name object, which will help us to connect with our database. Here there are two tables, room and student. So there are room and students. Okay, here you can see that this is the table for room, and we are entering the quantity of beds which are available in per room. That is, in room number 1 there is only one bed available, and the floor number is first. Okay, so here and in this, here we are allocating a students to particular room. You can see that we have used a foreign key, a room number, which will help us to know that which student is allocated to which room. So now for this is the WCF service client. We have created this in WCF service client. Now let's start this service. So you can see that WCF test client is started, and you can also see that the operation contract which we have defined in the service class, which here all here all the operation contract are displayed here. Now here in operation in consume, here we have consumed that service. By here you can see that there is a service reference 1. We have added the service reference, and with that localhost ID we have added that service here. And you can see that there are all the views. Here we have specified all in the home controller. In the home controller we have specified all the operations that we will be requiring in this project, and for that this controller we also added the particular views. You can see that all the views are added here. Okay, so now let's begin our project. Okay, so now let's begin with the functionality of add new room. Now you can see that here the room number is 7, and it is on second floor. So now let's add another room on second floor. So we will select here second, and how much beds are there, so we will specify the number here. So now we are specifying that only 2 students can live in this room. So now let's click create button. Now you can see that room is added successfully. Back to home. So now you can see that here the room number 8 is added, and with the number of beds available is 2. Okay, so So now add new room functionality is over. So now let's allocate the students to this room. So here the number of beds available is 1. So now let's add one more student here. So we have entered the details. Now let's click create button. So now a student is allocated to the selected room successfully. And now when you will see here, the first it was number of beds available was 1. Now the number of beds available is 0. So you cannot allocate any more students. So here it is showing room full. And in other rooms you can see that it is showing that allocate students here. Okay. So here the admin can also add, means also increase the capacity of beds in the first means here. So when it is necessary for admin to add the increase the number of beds, so he can increase by clicking here the edit button. And now let's add one more bed here and we'll click save. You can see the number of beds now available is 1, and the room full from here it is now showing that you can allocate students here because the number of beds available capacity has increased by 1. So you can, so now let's again allocate the student here. So the student allocated to this room is successfully. Again it has gone to 0. Okay, so this was allocated students. When you want to see that in this room which students are allocated in this room, so you can click here by it will here show allocated students. So it will show you the list of students which are allocated to this room number. Is room number 1, room number 1, room number 1. And here if you want, if you want to edit some student details, so you can edit. Like here I want to edit details like phone number, so I will add some another phone number and will add it. And here I also want to edit the name of the student, so I can also edit. From DDU I will do BNB student college year 3, and now I will click save, so that student data will be updated successfully in that particular room. You can see that BNB Joe name is also added. Now if you want that I don't that this student has finished its learning from that college and now is leaving the hostel, so if when you will click the delete button, this student record will be deleted from this room. Okay, so student deleted from allocated room successfully deleted. Here you can see that the capacity of bed has increased by 1 because the student has now left the hostel. Okay, so now edit. So in show allocated student, the edit and delete functionality is being done. Okay, so when you want to see all the student records, that is the students which are allocated to our hostel, so you can see that all student records from here. These are the students which are living in our hostel. Okay, so as I had said that we also use the foreign key approach. So when you will delete the room, so the number of means the students which are living in that room will also be deleted. So now let's see here. Now I am deleting this room. Now you can see that the allocated students, there are three students, and you can also see that these 3 students are also there in get all student records. Okay, so now I am deleting the room. As soon as I delete the room, the students allocated to this room will also be deleted. So here also specified that are you sure you want to delete the room, along with room the students allocated to this room will also be deleted. So now let's delete room along with allocated students are successfully deleted. Now here you can see that in get all student records also all the students which were allocated to that room are also deleted. Okay, so the idea behind allocated student is that when you will enter the student name here, so first of all it will it will allocate the room. So in allocated room method of that service, we have decremented the value of 1 in from the maximum quantity column of the which indicates the number of beds available. We have decremented one value, so the number of one value will be decremented, so the value had gone to 0, which indicates that now this room is fully filled. And after that we are entering the student details. Okay, so that was allocating the room. And when we are deleting the room, that is when we are deleting the room from here, so the idea behind this is, first of all, it will deallocate that room from this student. So now you can here see that a number of beds available is 1. So now when I will delete the student from this room, it will deallocate the room and then it will delete the student data from the table. So now let's see. So you can see that the number of beds first it was 1, now it is 2. It has reallocated the room. That means the value of the number of beds available will be increased by 1 and then a student record has been deleted. Okay, so this was our project. Here there are edit and delete method for the room. If you want to increase the capacity of beds here, you can increase it and you can delete the room as well. Okay, so this was our project. Thank you.